All right, welcome back. And this is going to be your video for day number 11. Okay, so we're going to be working on 10 through 13 for this video. Okay, so you can either be working on your printed copy or you can be working in your notebook on your scratch paper. Okay, just make sure you're copying this down so that if you have any questions, you can make sure and get those answered. And also so that you can use this on the Google form that you're going to do for day 11. All right, so starting with question 10, we're going to be doing 10 through 13 today. So starting with question 10, it says determine if the following relations are functions. Remember, a function, we know that a relation is a function if each input has exactly one output. Okay, so our inputs can only go to one output. So the first one we're given is a set of points, and this is where we're going to set up our table. So we're going to have -1 and 1, 6, 3, and -3 to 1. So if we look at this, notice that -1 only goes to 1. 6 only goes to 3, and -3 only goes to 1. Since each of those inputs goes to exactly one output, we're good. Now, if 6 had gone to 3 and to 1, that would have been bad, but it doesn't, so we're good. Okay, so this is a function. Now, looking at the next one, 1 goes to A, 2 goes to D, and 3 goes to B, and it goes to C. Since 3 goes to 2 different outputs, that's bad. So that one's not going to be a function because each input can only have one output. Now on the next one, we're given a graph. And so this is when we use that vertical line test. So that means I can draw a vertical line anywhere on the graph and it's only going to hit my graph one time. But if you notice, all of these lines hit it twice. They hit the graph twice. Since all of my vertical lines hit the graph 2 times, that's more than once, this is not a function. All right, moving on to number 11. Remember, if you have any questions, you need to be emailing your teacher so that we can get those answered for you. Number 11 says evaluate the function f of x equals 2 to the x minus 3 at x is equal to 3. So that means we're going to take this 3 and plug it in for the x. Okay, so now we'll have f of 3 is equal, instead of 2 to the x, it becomes 2 to the third power minus 3. And then now all we have to do is simplify. Well, 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8 minus 3. And 8 minus 3 gives me 5. So f of 3 is going to be equal to 5, which is D. All right, if you have questions, let us know. We're halfway. Looking at number 12, it says determine whether the following functions are linear, quadratic, or exponential. Remember, linear means it's going to be a nice straight line. Quadratic is a parabola, so that's going to be that nice curve like that. Then exponential is going to be like that. Okay, so it has that nice exponential curve. All right, so looking at these, the first one, okay, is that nice parabola. Okay, so you can follow that graph. It makes a nice U. So that's going to be quadratic. If we look at the next one, that's got that nice curve to it. Okay, so that's going to be exponential. And the last one is going to be a nice straight line, so that's going to be linear. All right. And then the last one for this video, number 13, says determine whether the following functions are linear, quadratic, or exponential. Remember, linear means the largest exponent is going to be a 1. Quadratic means the largest exponent is going to be a 2. And if something is exponential, that means my x is an exponent. Okay, so that means it has an x for an exponent. So we're really going to be looking at all the exponents here to see which type of function we have. So if we look at the first one, we have y equals 3 times x minus 4. We have to simplify this. So we're going to distribute the 3. We'll have y equals 3 times x gives me 3x. And 3 times -4 gives me -12. Well, this has a largest exponent of a 1. Therefore, it is linear. The next one has an x for an exponent. Since my x is an exponent, it's going to be exponential. The next one, we have 5x squared minus 3. Since we have something squared, my largest exponent is a 2, so that's going to be quadratic. The next one, we have f of x equals x plus 6 times x plus 9. So we have to simplify this, and that's where we're going to set up our box. So x and 6 and x and 9. Well, x times x gives us x squared. X times 6 gives me 6x. X times 9 gives me 9x. And 9 times 6 gives me 54. And if we look at this, our largest exponent is this 2 right here. Since my largest exponent is a 2, it's quadratic. And then the next one, we have negative x plus 4y is equal to 10. Okay, so looking at this, we can't combine anything. We can't simplify. My largest exponent is still a 1, so that's going to be linear. And then looking at the last one, x equals 12. This one's actually a trick question pretty much because this is a vertical line, and we know that vertical lines are not functions. So it can't be a linear, quadratic, or exponential function. So we're just going to say not a function. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you're asking. Okay, now you can move on to the Google form that goes with day 11.